What's up, everybody? So we haven't even officially launched yet Blade and Soul here in the West, and there's already a huge shitstorm going around because the NCSoft GMs claiming the names on the NA and EU servers before other players can actually reserve them, which this is kind of a typical thing that happens in most games is that the GMs, they get their names first so people can't take the GM names. It's not a big deal. Whereas here, they aren't labeled by anything specific like GM or, NCSoft or anything like that. These are actually just, GMs, people working with NCSoft actually claiming just actual names out there. And people are blowing this up into huge, huge proportions, mainly because of this one GM character or player here. Mukon is his, account name, it looks like. And so this is the sandbox feature. This shows you what names are available, who owns which names, and which names, again, are, still out there or already taken. So you can see he's got this name, Kirito. He's also got all these other names right here. Mainly the Naruto one stands out to piss a lot of people off. Saber also pissed a lot of people off. And then, the other names as well. So in total, there seem to be around 20 to 50 or so GM characters that had taken names, and this one just seemed to be the most, insane community outrage based on the names taken. Some of the other names that were taken were, the gemstones like Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire. Those were all taken for specific GM characters, and they go into touching on the reason why, they did this. So they go on to touch on why they did this, and it's supposedly due to the lack of that they couldn't just lock names up permanently or something like that. So they went into saying that we can they have to have a GM character on each server, so there's multiple servers, and with the names being unique, they can't just have they just can't just port to server to server to server to server. So they're going to have different GMs on different servers, so they need to have different names there. And then they also said they wanted to keep things kind of simplified. They didn't want to be GM Naruto instead of Naruto. And then they also bring this weird point of they didn't want people to sell names rather than have people have a fair chance of actually getting the names themselves. So they say shady people sell popular names. To me, this is more unfair than losing out the lottery for the name that you wanted because someone has come in and reserved the name, and specifically so they can sell it later on. They go on to say that's a pay-to-win definition. That is insanity right there. And so that right there, that statement has not only drew the ire of the community, but a lot of people are wondering what the hell is going to be in the cash shop. We've seen what's in the cash shop. Currently, it's not pay-to-win at all. But with that statement of saying that a name is pay to win, that it blows a lot of people's mind about what they think pay to win means. And pay to win does have a lot of different definitions for different people. Insane right there. So they also said that these names potentially would be released to the public in a fairer fashion at later dates. And they also had some talking about, Julian Hardy joking around on Twitter with someone else about saying some, name reservations and things like that. But overall, this is a very, very interesting story. We'll see how things go. You can read all about it. There's threads just ginormous. They've locked the thread on the Blade and Soul Dojo. It's got to 25 plus pages. There's also a huge Reddit thread that's got tons and tons of upvotes and pissed off players there. So this was a very, very big controversial thing. And again, the game hasn't even launched yet. This is the very first time that we're seeing a big fuck up by NCSoft in some way that is outraging the community. So, voice your concern here. To me, it is pretty shady that this stuff happened. They should have made everything kind of GM characters like GM Naruto or GM whatever, GM Ruby, GM Sapphire. They should have put the GM tag on everything. That would have been a lot cleaner, a lot easier way to notify and to be, okay, this is the GM character right here. So that's a way everyone knows, because when you're playing a game, you're not going to know if you're going to be running around with like Naruto over there and you'd be like, oh, Naruto, hey, what's up, man? But it's really a GM character. Like, if they don't differentiate that character somehow by tagging it GM or putting something special into it, people aren't going to know that it's a GM character. And yeah, so I guess that's great for if they want to go in and kind of be like undercover type thing or whatnot. But still, um, I don't know. I just don't agree with that. I think they should have GM in front of them or something that, NCSoft in front of them, something that shows that they are an NCSoft employee and actually, have some authority in game. Because, I mean, you can go around and, especially in MMORPG, you can go around and fuck around with people and do different things and, harass, quote unquote, people and just have fun, and just mess around with people. And who knows, maybe you're messing around with a GM who's going to end up getting you permabanned for doing some stupid shit that, you're just trying to have some good old fashioned, quirky fun doing some random weird crap and trolling people. I don't know. I think it opens up a huge can of worms. I think they all should be labeled GM characters or, like I said, NC characters. Something like that, that every GM in game has the same kind of wording in front of them and not have taken all of these, desired names, especially since they sold these names in the founders packs. And that was one of the perks that you were paying for, was to reserve your name. So sound off down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Again, you can check out the links down below. You can see the forums and the threads, the Reddits, the dojo forum. It's all linked down below. And yeah, sound off, guys. What do you think about this? Do you think they were in the right to reserve these names before everyone? Or do you think they should have done something a little bit different? Do you think maybe they should have just announced all the names that they were taking way beforehand so people wouldn't get their hopes up of getting, say Naruto, Saber, or, names like that? Yeah, sound off down below. This is going to be very interesting to see how it works out, how it plays out, if this is just going to blow over before launch, which it probably will at this point. Right now, everyone has nothing else to do or waiting to play Blade and Soul, but we can't play Blade and Soul, so now there's just everyone talking about this crazy shitstorm going on with management.